So our strengths are our tools. It's how we can be most effective. You know, when there's so much clutter, so much change, so much volatility, it's very, very important that we are effective. And if we use our strengths, that's the way to really maximise it. There's a picture of my son Adam when he was 16 years old. He doesn't usually wear those hats. He was clowning around a bit. But when Adam was 16, about this age, I said to him, "Mate, what are you going to do when you grow up?" And he said, he thought about it a while and he said, "I think I'd go into advertising, Dad." And he'd never said anything like that before. And I said, "Why?" And he said, "I really like Mad Men." And so being an ex-recruiter and headhunter, I think I'm quite good at asking open-ended questions. And so I wanted to probe about what he saw so attractive about Mad Men. And advertising seen through those eyes. And it turned out that he thought that advertising meant everyone has a bar fridge. So you have lots of long lunches and you sleep with lots of beautiful women. So I said, "Interesting hypothesis, mate. Why don't we test it out?" And some of you may recall that I was involved in starting Are You OK Day, helped Gavin Larkin to start it. And Gavin was the CEO of an advertising agency, so organised for Adam to have a week's work experience there. So went on Monday, went on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, picked him up 5 o'clock, Friday, he gets in the car, "Don't think I'm going to go on advertising, Dad." Now what you thought? Completely different, completely different. But, you know, how do we know? How do we know? 100 years ago, there were 30 professions. 30. If you go to a site like Career Builder now, there are over 12,000 position descriptions. 12,000. So, and all the futurists say that, you know, most of the jobs in the future aren't even around now. So how do we prepare for that? So one thing I did was to have Adam do the Gallup Strengths Finder. And some of his top strengths was learner, futuristic, which means he's really interested in the future and the implications of the future, and a weird one called restorative, which is really about problem solving. So some of Adam's strongest subjects were maths and science. And so I said, "Look, why don't we go to an open day at University of New South Wales?" So I took Adam and 3 of his mates along. And I don't know if anyone been to an open day recently? It's like a seduction. Because they see these kids as cash flow. The more in the door, the more money they get, basically. And their parents. So, you know, they had things there like, you know, free food and beer. Big plus for 18-year-old boys. They had, you know, these great stories of science, racing across the outback and Land Rovers, and then having science in a pub afterwards. But the real coup was having these good-looking second-year science women mingle with the prospects. And so, of course, Adam and all 3 friends joined science. And I'm not sure if it was for the right reason. But here's the thing. He loved it. He just loved it. And he was there for a year. And at the end of the year, he and his girlfriend they saved up and paid for all themselves. They travelled overseas for 9 months. And, you know, as a father, he comes back and thinks, "Oh, God, is he ever going to go back? Is he ever going to go back?" First thing he said when he got off the plane is, "I can't wait to go back to uni." That's the power of playing to our strengths. But here's the thing. Does that mean he's going to be in science all his life? It doesn't. And what's in fact happened was that he did incredibly well in neuroscience and he's now transferred across to postgraduate medicine. And as we speak, he's in Germany doing an observership in a German hospital on neurosurgery. Was that about problem solving? Absolutely. You think you've got to learn about the brain? You think you've got to solve, you know, you think it's about the future? Well, you know, dementia, all that sort of stuff. Of course it's about the future.
I just like the sound of observership.
Well, he loves it as well. He loves it. As you'd imagine, it's incredibly well organised being the Germans. And he's had his first week was entirely watching neurosurgery and watching 3D images and just drifting around all the theatres watching that. This week he's doing intensive care. But again, you know, he loves to learn. He really does. And, you know, this is a later picture about it. That's Adam on the right, and that's one of his best mates touring the coast of California. And, you know, you can just see the evolution of someone who is playing to their strengths. And people that use their top 5 strengths every day are 600% more likely to be engaged in their work and 300% more likely to report high life satisfaction. It's an incredibly important thing to do and to have. We've also got here today is Kate Cawthorne, and Kate is a Gallup strengths coach. And so I thought that Kate and I would sort of co-facilitate today and share some of the observations. So Kate, if you'd like to get over the other side and maybe just explain why you got involved in strengths and what it's meant to you.
Yeah, sure. So together with my husband, we run the Speakers Institute, and we teach people how to become professional speakers or how to communicate more effectively. And throughout our programs, we've always had people do their top 5 strengths just to understand who they are as a person so that they can, first of all, better understand their own why in order to communicate that more effectively to other people. And so throughout the years that we've been doing that and learning about other people's why and learning their strengths, everybody in our organisation has also done the Strengths Finder. We've got our plaques up on the wall with our top 5, and we're all in our roles based on what our strengths are and our natural giftings. So for me, I guess learning all about this stuff and having people coming in to coach, we've had other coaches come in to talk to our clients about what their strengths are, how they operate in them, how they use them more effectively and what they do. I became so interested and so passionate in learning more that I then went on to do the certification with Gallup and then haven't looked back. So I'm doing a lot of coaching now, one-on-ones, and also within corporations and executive teams to help them engage their staff better and improve productivity and performance.